Welcome, welcome. On this fine night, we at Game Domain have yet another frightening and bizarre story to tell. I'm sure that many of you will recognize Minecraft's iconic Herobrine, but you may not be as familiar with his origins. Just how did this entity who looks similar to the Steve we all know and love come to be? Well, have a seat, make yourself comfortable, and listen as we uncover this little mystery together. Part 1. Origins. In August of 2010, an anonymous user posted a particularly odd story on 4chan's paranormal board, /X. The user recounts that one day he started up a new single-player world in Minecraft. Everything seemed normal at first, and so he went about his business chopping some trees for wood. That's when he noticed what looked like something moving about in the fog. The user explains that they had a slow computer, and as such played with a tiny render distance. Thinking it was a cow, the player stopped his chopping, and went after it as he needed hides for some armor. However, what he was following wasn't a cow. It turned out to be someone with the default Minecraft skin, only his eyes were hollow. What was even weirder is that there was no name tag over his head, and remember that the player started a new single-player world. No one else but him should be here. The mysterious figure escaped into the fog, and despite chasing after it, our user couldn't catch him. Despite feeling weirded out by this encounter, the user continued to play the game as usual. However, as he did, he started to notice more and more weird happenings. 2x2 tunnels in rocks, small perfect pyramids in the ocean, and trees with all of their leaves cut off. Things you normally wouldn't see in a normally generated world. Our user also describes catching glimpses of the mysterious player hidden in the fog. But even bumping his render distance to far didn't get him any closer to figuring out who or what this was. The player saved the map and went on to the forums to see if anyone had experienced anything like he had. Seeing no topic about it, he set to create his own, only to see it deleted within about 5 minutes. He created another, and that one got deleted even faster. That was when he received a private message from a supposed Herobrine, with only one word: stop. When the user clicked on Herobrine's profile, the page inexplicably 404'd. Not long after, the user claims to have received an email from another forum user. That other forum goer said that using emails to communicate was safer, because the mods could supposedly read private messages. He then explained that not only did he personally witness Herobrine, so did a couple of other players. Everyone's account matched our users' man-made structures littered all over their worlds, and a mysterious player with no pupils. A month passed before our 4chan user got any news from his informant. When he did contact him, he shared that many users tried looking into Herobrine and found that it was a name used by a certain Swedish player. Further info gathering led to the discovery that the Swedish player was in fact the brother of Minecraft's creator Notch. Upon this discovery, our user quickly contacted Notch to inquire about this supposed brother of his. It took a while, but Notch finally replied, "I did, but he's no longer with us." The post ends with the user claiming to have not seen Herobrine again ever since, but that in one of his encounters when he managed to snap a screenshot, the only evidence of Herobrine having ever existed. Part 2. Spread. The original post would get deleted, but it tickled the imagination and curiosity of many players. The story of Herobrine was getting shared all over, and many theories regarding him sprang up. All of this attracted the attention of a Brocraft streamer named Copeland. Copeland had read the original Creepypasta, and the story had piqued his interest. As such, he would start to share numerous pictures of his own encounters with Herobrine to his chat, who believed them to be real. Sometime later, Copeland launched a stream in which he started a new world, and went about his business as usual. However, things wouldn't stay normal for long, as 20 minutes and 40 seconds in, Herobrine would appear. Copeland screamed upon seeing him, ran out of the room, and ended the stream. The streamer would return to his chat, scared, but he would still later send a message that included the video to spread the word around. He resumed the stream, but he was clearly troubled by what he'd experienced, and swore to delete the world and never encounter Herobrine again. Following Copeland's misadventure, another streamer called Patimus launched a stream showing Herobrine in a man-made lava field. Upon seeing him, Patimus left and saved his game, which led to the stream going down. When everything resumed, Herobrine had disappeared. Around that same time, Copeland was sharing a link that led to the address ghostinthestream.net/him. This address is the most likely origin behind Herobrine's nickname, Him. The page itself contained an image of Steve's face, but with his blocky eyes replaced with real moving eyes. Under the face is a series of jumbled characters. When all non-alphabet characters are removed, it states the following. It has been reported that some victims of torture during the act would retreat into a fantasy world from which they could not wake up. In this catatonic state, the victim lived in a world just like their normal one, except they weren't being tortured. The only way that they realized they needed to wake up was a note they found in their fantasy world. It would tell them about their condition and tell them to wake up. Even then, it would often take months until they were ready to discard their fantasy world and please wake up. During a conversation with his wife on stream, Patimus will admit that his whole encounter was staged and just a bit of trolling, which enraged his chat and Copeland, who was also watching. Considering that his Herobrine stood still, it's possible that he was just a retextured door. Copeland himself would continue claiming Herobrine was real for another year, until he admitted that he too staged everything regarding Herobrine. The pictures he had first shown to his chat were regular screenshots, in which he edited Herobrine in using Photoshop. During his stream, his Herobrine was actually a retextured painting, and so all of his reactions were just him acting. Even the ominous text on the address he was sharing were actually taken straight from another creepypasta titled Wake Up. Part 3. Aftermath. Mojang developers and Notch himself went on record multiple times asserting that Herobrine didn't actually exist, and Notch doesn't have a dead brother, and that despite the idea being entertaining, that they had no plans to add him to the game. Despite this, Herobrine would go on to become an incredibly popular character within the community. Mods, fan art, songs, animations, you name it. He became so popular, in fact, that even Mojang would make references to him from time to time. His first appearance would be in the wedding weekend promo image, where he can be seen right behind Notch's character. He made another appearance on the header of Minecon 2011, once again right behind Notch. Since Beta 1.6.6, the phrase "removed Herobrine" appears at least once every update cycle as a sort of inside joke. Conclusion. All in all, Herobrine's story started off as a simple 4chan post about Notch's dead brother, and despite all of his, quote, real appearances would turn out to be hoaxes, the Minecraft community still fell in love with the character so much that even Mojang considers him part of the game's identity, albeit not officially. We hope you enjoyed this retelling of the origins of Herobrine. This was Marcelo from Game Domain, and we will see you in another video.